Hey everybody, welcome to Tacoma Games. This video is going to be my strategies for the Wildlands event. I want to start off by apologizing that it's taken me so long to get this video up. I had everything ready to go, all my points written down, and I was prepared to go ahead and record as soon as the event started, and unfortunately I was taken down by a massive migraine until pretty early evening. So I got a little bit of a late start, but we're here. We've started, and gonna just take you guys through all the things that I think are necessary to talk about as far as the Wildlands event goes. First and foremost, this is not a passive play event. You have to be actively playing to complete this event. The second part of this is the whole point of the Wildlands event is to tame the dragons, and at the end of the event, you can bring them back to your camp. Let's jump on in here. Okay, so what do I mean when I say that you have to tame your dragons in order to bring them back to camp? So as you can see here, this is the little book here in the upper left-hand corner. It says tamed dragons required. Now that's referring to the amount of dragons that need to be tamed in order to open this next bit of land. And if you click on this, it shows you all the dragons that have been unlocked so far. As you can see, these little bars tell you how much they need to be tamed. So for instance, this first one, I have 15 out of 20. Second one, I have 15 out of 20. This one here, I have 40 required. So it'll also go ahead and show you that these dragons here that you already have tamed, and they need to be tamed in order to come back to camp. So the way that you go about taming these dragons is by feeding them fruit. So as you can see, this one right here, let me zoom in. This one requires some more affection to be tamed. Let's go ahead and look in the book. This has 15 out of 20. So, oops, I actually accidentally flung him over there. When you're touching him, you can see that it shows a purple fruit. So this is the purple. They're called blueberries. There's 3 levels. The very first level gives you 1 affection. The second level gives you 4. The third level gives you 15. This dragon will only eat the purple or these golden berries. So golden berries can be eaten by any of the dragons, no matter what fruit they show. Let me lure some of these other guys over here. This one, C, wants the green fruits. There are 3 levels of that as well. So that was one of the other points I wanted to show. If you're looking for one of your dragons and you can't find them, if you lure them, they'll come right to where you are. So once these dragons are tamed, so these ones, see, now this guy will eat this green fruit here, and that got him 4 affection because that was a level 2. He will also eat the golden fruit. Once the dragons are tamed, if you have these, like say you only, this guy have here is the only dragon you have that needs to be tamed, and the only fruit you have is a green one, take one of your dragons that's already tamed, drop it on there, and it's going to harvest that fruit for a golden fruit. And then this dragon can go ahead and eat that because any of them can eat the golden fruits to gain affection. So aside from taming the dragons in order to bring them back to your camp, you need to tame your dragons to unlock your land. So here it's showing that this land is locked and that I have 4 out of 6 dragons tamed, and I'll need 6 to open this. So I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3 of them that are pretty close. So how you get these fruits is you fulfill these requests here on the side. So these chests are asking for different items. This top one here is asking for this level 5 dragon essence potion. This one here is looking for a vase. Let me see if I have any pieces for that. I have one of the very low level ones here. It's asking for the blown glass vase. And this one here is asking for the level 6 of the dragon essence, the silo of dragon essence. So what happens is you go ahead and you fill these requests, and then you get the chests. And the chests will spit out these fruits. There's 3 different chests, one for each fruit. So there's the red berries, there was the blue ones, and the green ones that we took a look at before. So here's some of the chests over here. Pop them open. This has the lowest level berry. Go ahead and merge those up. Some of them also contain other bits and pieces. Oh gosh, I looked at that the wrong way. I thought that was one of those. No big deal. Some of them also contain bits and pieces. Let's see. Some of these are coming out of chests. These items are what you're tapping to make all of these requests over here. So right now I've got the light crystal veins. I've got the ruined fountains, and I've got the mystic trees. So these each spit out 2 different kinds of items. So out of this conjurer shrub, the main item it spits out is for the mystic plants chain. And then once in a while, it also spits out these other items for the mystic shrooms chain. So these are the more common, the mystic sprouts. And then these iridescent spores are less common. And in the fountains are spitting out these tribal feathers, which are part of the ancient heirlooms. These are tappable and they refill. So tip, tap, 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 tap. Eventually, it'll stop spitting anything out, and then you give it time and it starts growing again, and that means that it is ready to be tapped for more items. They are mergeable. As you can see, I have a ton of the conjurer fountains here, and I accidentally merged a few of them up to a level 4. I was not meaning to do that. You can do that. What happens is you get more taps at a time. There's a higher chance of them spitting out the secondary items. So in this instance, it will spit out these more often, and sometimes can also spit out the level 2 of the chain instead of just level 1. I didn't mean to do it. I kind of find it annoying because I feel like you end up just with a messier board because it's spitting out different things. Like to me, it's more valuable to me to have these many, many, many lower level ones, and just be able to merge things up a little more nicely without having them look like a mess all the time. Personal preference. It's going to be the same result. It's going to get you to the same place. You're going to end up with the same items, most likely having the, whether you have these higher level or the lower level ones. So you also have the conjurer stone from the light crystal vein. So these spit out the pure dragon essence from the dragon essence chain, and also the essence of gemsteel from the gemsteel chain. So each item that you can tap spits out things for 2 different chains. So just something to keep in mind. The more common ones obviously come out more often. As you can see out of these, it's mostly spitting out the orange ones. Once in a while, you get a pink one. Let me just take a peek and make sure I'm not forgetting anything. I want to make sure I get as much of this out for you guys. Let's see, just trying to clean up a little bit of my mess. And let me see here. So, we talked about how this is not a passive play event. You have to tame your dragons in order to bring them back to camp. You have to tame them to unlock the land. Okay. Need to be a level 3 in order to tap for items. Okay, yes, and we talked about that. We talked about how if you tap on your dragons, it will show you which fruit they prefer. So they either have to have that color fruit specifically, or they can have the dragon fruits. Dragon fruits. Oh my gosh. Golden fruits. Okay. What else? We talked about how to lure your dragons over to where you are if you can't find them. And we talked about how to make the items for the chests. So the only other thing I wanted to point out is you do not need to unlock the premium land. If you don't have a lot of time for passive play, this is going to give you some extra eggs. It's going to give you some extra items to tap, some extra fruits. I've had this event 3 times now, and I've not purchased this and do not plan to purchase it this time either. Do not think it's necessary. I have finished this event pretty easily the last 2 times that I had it, so I don't personally think it's necessary. If you have some extra gems and you want to get the extra dragons, by all means, it's going to give you some of those extra ones. These dragons here, but not worth it to me. So and it's not necessary to complete the event. The other thing is be super careful. There are a couple of instances where you have to merge eggs in 5s. I'm going to go ahead and show you how that looks on this map. Okay, as you can see, there's a couple areas where you have to be merging in 5. So this one's easy because all 4 are together. This one could be a little bit tricky because even though they're together, there's a possibility you could not quite get it in the right spot. Over here, same thing. You want to make sure that you go ahead and clear around. You don't want to pop it in and only merge in 3. So as you can see, I went ahead and I cleared that so I could get those over there and do that 5 merge. Okay, same thing over here. I've cleared over to these. You want to make sure you get that egg in the right spot. If you get it here, it's not going to grab them all. So make sure you go ahead and get that in the right spot. Same thing over here. We have 5 of these, and you need to go ahead and make sure that you clear out to get that in the right spot. You definitely don't want to miss those if you're wanting to bring as many dragons back to camp as possible. The other thing I wanted to talk about is this little dragon statue. So looking through the book here, my thing is saying I needed 1 more dragon to tame in order to unlock land. And all of the dragons in my book were tamed. So this little dragon statue is mergeable for a dragon. So I thought I was stuck, and then I was like, oh, wait a minute, I remember this thing. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, so that is all that I have for you guys in regards to the Wildlands event. Um, I've said before, I'll say again, this is not a passive play type of event. You have to be constantly tapping on these clickable items in order to make whatever these chests are asking for. One last thing I'm going to show you guys real quick. Obviously, if you've been in this, you've probably more than figured this out, but I just figured in case there's anybody who hasn't seen this event before, as you can see, I have created one of the Dragon Essence Potion. And that's what this chest up here is asking for. As you can see, it has a little check mark. That means that I have enough items on my board to fulfill that. So you go ahead and you click that, and you complete your chest and you collect it. So not hard, but time consuming, yes. Something that you're gonna have to be working on. It kind of works for me with my ADHD because it's back and forth, different things. We're tapping on this, we're making other things. And I actually, it's kind of nice because it breaks up the monotony of the regular weekend events. Those, I don't know. I don't want to say they get boring, and I love the rewards that I get from them. But sometimes they feel monotonous because it's the same. And I know I've seen some people complain about the Wildlands event, but I really like it. I think I like that it's different, and I don't know, it's just different and it works for me. So I tend to like it, and I don't find it difficult. Like I said, I only just started this a little while ago because I was down for most of the day, and I only have two or three bits of land left to unlock. Let's see. There was one other thing. Oh yes, in this dragon book, it shows you how many more eggs there are to find. So if I remember correctly from the prior events, once you get all of the eggs off the land, um, it will still show that there are some to unlock, and that's going to be what's under this premium land. It's not, again, something that you have to unlock, but if you get all your land cleared and you're wondering why this is still showing that there's 5 eggs, I'm pretty sure it's because they're talking about the ones that are under there. All right, guys, one last thing, and didn't write this down. That's why I forgot about it until the last minute. Um, Once you have the required dragons tamed to unlock the next bit, it'll automatically alert you and bring you over here. And you go ahead and tap that check mark. And what it does is it gives you this little reward bubble. And this is where you're going to be getting the eggs that pertain to that piece of land that you just unlocked. So let me go ahead and create a little space, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what pops out. So it always gives you one of the little level 1. No, I did not want you to do that. Thank you. It always gives you one of the level 1 golden berries. And usually there's a little spot on the land to heal, except not this time, of course. And it gives you this little ancient chest. So that will spit out these items. It will also spit out the eggs that you need. So again, before we had talked about how certain bits of land have 5 merges that you need to do. Looking at this one, we have skeleton dragon egg for here. We have 2 of these dragon eggs. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have 2 of the gluttonous dragon eggs. So we have 2 here and 2 here. Okay, so this bit of land, as you can see, there are no 5 merges. Always double check. As soon as you unlock your land, as soon as you pop open that chest, take a look at the eggs that it's giving you and make sure that there aren't any that have to be merged by 5. Um, so there's this bit doesn't have any. The one prior to that, this large swath of land up here, that had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 merges. 3 of them are ones that you have to be careful with because you could very easily not merge them by 5 if you're not being careful. And I think up here, at least for the last event, I think there was a 5 merge that you needed to look out for. So that is all, guys. As you can see, there's another dragon statue in this one that's going to have to be merged over here to get you 1 dragon. That is all. Please let me know if you guys have any questions. I tried to make this as concise as possible while also making sure that I gave you guys enough information because I know a lot of people had a lot of questions about this event. A lot of people said that they were having a hard time with it. Didn't really feel like it was an easy thing to finish. If you don't have time, definitely not going to finish it. If you do have time, it's literally just a matter of a lot of active play. As you can see, you're constantly tapping. You're having to make things, give them to the chests. It's not hard. It's just time consuming. So definitely, if you don't have the time, like I said, not something you're going to be able to do easily. If you have the time, like me, definitely doable. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. I don't really have a whole heck of a lot going on the next couple of days, so I should be able to get back to you fairly quickly. And I hope everybody has a great day. Happy merging.